Hey guys, PepperAmmy here. This week we are making fresh yogurt. Now this is technically attempt number 3 for me, as twice my footage has corrupted. One of those times it didn't even record even though the camera said recording. But hey, this is just proof that this recipe works. Now all you will need for this recipe is milk and, oddly enough, yogurt. Now it may be weird using yogurt to make yogurt, but all you need it for is a starter, just like you do with sourdough. But once you've made your first batch, you can just save a small amount to use as a starter for all of your future yogurt making, as I've done 3 times and it's turned out fine every time. Now you want to start by pouring a litre of milk into a saucepan. If you can, you want to clip a thermometer onto the side of the pot. Now I like using a saucepan with a spout, that way you can put a lid over the top to stop dust and stuff floating in. And then you want to heat it on medium until it reaches 85 degrees Celsius, 185 degrees Fahrenheit, or if you don't have a thermometer, you want to heat it until it starts to foam but not boil. Also, if you are listening to Ozzy Osbourne's Ordinary Man album, you want to wait till around Under the Graveyard starts to play and you should be around the right temperature. Now the reason why we are heating the milk is to kill any bacteria that could affect your yogurt production. Now, you are going to be incubating this and keeping it at a warm temperature for a while, so you want to try and get rid of as much of that bad bacteria or extra bacteria out of that as possible. Next, you want to take your saucepan off the heat and leave it for around 40 to 50 minutes, or until it reaches 45 degrees Celsius or 113 Fahrenheit. Now, I left a lid on mine so it didn't have any dust or anything getting into it, as we do have dogs. And this can of course slow down your cooling process, as the warm air has nowhere to go. Now once your milk has sufficiently cooled down, you want to add 60 ml or a quarter cup of plain yogurt or yogurt from a previous batch to the pot and whisk until homogeneous. Then place in a container of your choice, preferably one with a lid or can be covered. Now there are many different ways to incubate your yogurt. You can get yogurt makers, you can use an oven on low 50 degrees Celsius, you can use a sous vide if you use mason jars, you can even just wrap it in a towel and place it in the microwave to keep it warm and out of the way. Personally, I use my dehydrator at around 45 degrees Celsius, as I kept mine covered so nothing could evaporate, and then I placed it in there for around 3 to 4 hours. And then you want to check until your yogurt has a significant change in thickness, basically going from milk to yogurt. Now once thickened, you can remove it from your incubation of choice and place it in the fridge. Now you may notice there is a liquid settled on the top. This is fine if this does happen. Once it's cooled, you just mix it all together. Now, you don't want to keep your yogurt warm for too long, as this can also cause it to curdle. As I say, mine did separate, but you can carefully drain off the liquid if you want a thicker yogurt, or you can keep the liquid on until cool. Now once cool, if yours did separate or become lumpy, you can place in a bowl and whisk until it is nice and uniform. Here you can reserve some of your yogurt for a future batch and then add in flavours if you wish, or you can just keep it as plain yogurt. Now I added a bit of vanilla sugar to mine just for a subtle sweetness and a bit of vanilla taste, but then it is ready to serve and top with some granola or fruit of your choice. And then simply enjoy! And there you have it, fresh homemade yogurt that doesn't really take much effort and with just 2 ingredients. Like I said before, once you've made it once, all you need is milk to make extra. And that wraps up this week's episode. If you enjoyed what you saw, let me know down below with a like and a comment. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe for, hopefully, weekly cooking content. And I will hopefully see you all again next week. Thanks for watching.